How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video for you guys. And we'll be doing another episode review of the Squid Games. And oh my gosh, where do I begin with this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, because we'll be talking about episode 5 and 6, and you know what, if anything, I should probably just leave my thoughts for when I talk about each episode at a time. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So, as per the last episode, episode 4, we were left to a cliffhanger where they were playing tug of war, and our team that we're rooting for, unfortunately, is about to lose. But Sang Yu comes up with the idea of moving forward and then letting the other team fall, and eventually, with them, being, losing their balance, our team basically, full force going backwards. Sure enough, they do manage that, and they win. They're able to complete the next, or the game of tug of war, and they're basically, after they win, they leave and go back to the main room, where at that point there's some concern of another fight breaking out. So they inevitably, honestly, probably one of the funniest scenes, they put together a fort or barricade so that way nothing happens at night. Which, again, is I mean, it's funny because, that's something that, a kid would do, but at the same time, honestly, it's a pretty smart idea. It was a smart idea on their part to do that. So they build up a barricade, but they also, the head honcho, the bully guy, I keep referencing him as the bully guy, or Desku. I think it's Desku or something. I can't remember. Jihon kind of puts in his head that we're trying to protect ourselves. We're building a barricade, but in reality, if a fight breaks out, some of those guys are going to go after you because you're the strongest. And the guy kind of takes that in consideration, tells his guys, hey, we're not going to do anything tonight. Just lay low. And sure enough, that works. The doctor, on the other hand, gets pulled away because there's a couple people there were somewhat still alive, and they proceed to harvest his organs. That was something I probably, if I haven't talked about yet, there was a side plot where the doctor was offered a chance to learn what the next game would be if he harvested organs for, those people, because they wanted to make extra money. However, that goes awry when apparently they don't know the next game. He escapes. They chase him, and inevitably he gets caught. Now, also in this situation, the police guy is also in this whole thing where they're delivering organs. He finds out from a guy that that there was a person who apparently had one eye and one kidney, and it turns out that's his brother. And at first he thinks that they found the guy that killed him, or at least the group that killed him, or getting any information on his brother, for instance. However, it turns out that the person that they were referring to was not the brother, but some girl who they I don't want to go into detail because it's actually really fucked up. Let me just say, did naughty things. There we go. Did naughty things to the dead body of this woman that they were referring to, that had one eye and one kidney. Ugh. It's fucked up. But anyway, going further, they do manage, the cop and ends up shooting that guy, the necrophiliac, and he at this point is now on the run because they're on high alert and they are trying to figure out everything that's going on. They do catch up with the doctor, who gets shot and killed because, to an extent, he wasn't playing fair. And the employee also gets shot for also not playing fair. And, oh, good lord. By the end of it, it's how should I put this? Because at this point, it's also brought up the cop finds out that apparently there's also some VIPs that are, part of this. And during High Alert, there's this situation where the old guy is kind of sick or under the weather, where the point where he can't get up, or he's like peeing himself or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, it is a pretty messed up scenario. And to that degree, that's really how the episode ends. Alright, so episode 6. Oh my god, the feels with this one. Oh my gosh. So they begin, by the way, it's the title of it is called Gumbo. And so to an extent, they start the next game. Each person is given I guess they're placed into teams of 2. And unfortunately, because there was an odd number, one person had to get eliminated. That, of course, being the nobody wanted to partner with the crazy lady, so she got eliminated. And to an extent, everybody is put into 2 teams. And the basic rule was, each person was given a bag of marbles, and by the end, you had to collect all 20 marbles from the partner. So sure enough, it gets hard, especially since people, they pick teams thinking, okay, we're going to partner up with somebody that we trust. But sure enough, no. This was a stab at this. This was like, oh gosh, what was like Alice in Borderland or something like that, where literally it was, a kid. I don't know if Catch-22 would be the perfect example, but a twist where, at this point it was kind of screwing them over for what decision they made. So first, I guess if anything, let's talk about Desku, who originally, the bully guy. He, strangely enough, he gets one guy that's actually really good at marbles, and inevitably, last minute, he has a situation where he asks the guard to let them change the game, and sure enough, they accept, and he does, find a game that actually suits him, and he gets all 20 marbles and gets killed. Sang-woo, fuck this guy. I fucking hate Sang-woo. Because he was partnered with Ollie, and both of them having having families. What ends up happening, and it's so fucked up. Ollie is winning against Sang-woo, and in order for Sang-woo to win, he tricks Ollie, like first becoming really emotional, and then tricking Ollie to trying to take marbles from another opposing partner team, and basically flipping it where he gets all the kind of tricking him where he gets all 20 marbles in his pouch, and replacing the one that Ollie has with rocks. I am so mad. I freaking liked Ollie. And then going further than that, we have Saebwick. I'm gonna script this name, but Saebwick, who is partnered with this other girl that they met in one of the previous games, and unfortunately, both of them are not motivated to wanting to kill each other. So to an extent, let's face it, who really wants to kill each other? But besides psychos. But in the end, they decide, you know what? Last minute, we'll play one game and we'll talk. We'll just talk for the first, 25 minutes, and then for the last few, play the game. And that's what they do. It gets kind of emotional, where you find out that the girl was apparently she just got out of prison for killing her dad. And I guess in a situation where the dad killed the mom, as well as getting a little bit more of, say, Buick's backstory, where she crossed from North Korea to South Korea. She wanted to try to start a life with her parents and her brother, but unfortunately the dad was killed during the crossing of the border, and the mom is in North Korea. So she wants to earn the money to get a house, try to get her mom, and just try to build a better life for herself. And by the end, they play a game where they toss the marble to see who gets closer to a particular target. That, of course, being this wall. And Sae-byeok throws it really far, like really close to the tower. But the girl, unfortunately, or I guess intentionally, just drops it. And oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie, my heart sank through this episode, because there's like so many emotional scenes, especially with this one, where this girl is like, I have nothing, I have like nobody once I leave this place. And she's basically like, you know what, you have a life, you go live it. So by the end, Sae-byeok is able to survive the game. Song-yu, fuck that asshole, is able to survive the game because he tricked Ali, the frickin' prick. And going further, Gi-hyun. Oh my gosh, this kind of hurt me a little bit, because to an extent, he's kind of an asshole in this, but I can kind of understand why he's doing it. So I guess to go through it, he partners with the old guy, because again, originally they thought, you know what, we could be in teams, we could be facing off against the other teams, this and that. But they start playing marbles, because again, now they realize we're kind of screwed on this now. And it turned, like, at first it seems like, the old guy is actually really good at marbles. Ji-hyun is losing, and he's like desperate to try to win, because at this point he wants to get back to his family, or at least get back to his daughter and get the money for his mom. And eventually, I guess in the middle of all of this, the old guy's dementia starts acting up, or at least as it's perceived, and I'll explain that in a second. So he starts forgetting which guesses he picked. So to an extent, Ji-hyun notices this and takes advantage of it. So if the old guy said odd, then he would forget, and Ji-hyun would say even. Till eventually, he kept doing this till eventually he only had, or what he thought he had, all the marbles, he had 19. And the old guy, realizing this, or half realizing this, walks off. And we have an emotional scene where they want to play one more round, or at least they're going to try to play some more. And the old man offers a chance to win it all. Says, you know what, how about this? My marble for all of your marbles. Ji-hyun tells him that that's crazy. And the old man, out of the blue, and I was like, I didn't realize it, that he was that aware, mentions the fact, like, oh, so that's crazy, and not, messing with my, or using my dementia against you, or against me. And I think Ji-hyun, like, if I was Ji-hyun, my heart would sink in that whole situation. I think that realization is so, like, it just shows how much of a bad friend you are. But by the end of it, instead of, being persistent about winning the game, the old man is like, here, take the last marble. And he thanks Ji-hoon for the experience. And before Ji-hoon completely walks away, the time limit runs out. The old man remembers his name. That was another thing that popped up like once, is that he forgot his name. Oh-il-nan. If I think I pronounced that correctly. Oh-il-nan. And he remembers his name. Ji-hoon walks off. We hear the gunshot. So, to an extent, that is how the episode ends. So, final thoughts. And, oh my gosh. So far, I've been really hooked with this show so far. Episode 5 was really, I guess if anything, it was more focusing on the cop to an extent, where he's like continuing his investigation for the most part. As well, because at this point, there was no game for number 5. There's literally the characters kind of bunkering, kind of, protecting themselves for the night. For the next night, anyway. But, going to the next episode right after that, good lord. This was an emotional freaking, situation for the episode. Or if anything, for the series thus far. I mean, to an extent, I think I said it best. The feels were strong with this one. I'm not happy. I'm not particularly happy with this, because a few good characters kind of came last minute. One in particular that I started to like, which was Ali, who had a very good moral high ground. I guess, if anything, more innocent, and he gets fucked over by dude who is just so fucking at this point, I'm considering spineless. And I think there's something I should have realized right off the bat, because there's been a couple times where Sang-woo recognizes the game and he doesn't tell anybody. Like, for instance, the situation with the cookies. I was so fucking pissed about that. But anyway, not much I could say now or any further. But I guess if anything, one more time, fuck Sang-woo. So, with that, I don't think I have anything else I need to say. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.